The following Let's Play has been rated perfectly fine to watch. Any attempts to break the game are for entertainment value only. However, if any typos happen to be found, Mwahaha! Hello everybody, and welcome to Let's Play Jester's Hunt. That's right, I'm playing an RPG Maker game for Let's Play, and not just any RPG Maker game, but one I made. Why am I doing this?
My gosh, why do I sound so bored?
Fun. But really, how do I choose a game that it hasn't been already recorded or is already
I can't take it anymore.
So
Redo!
Maybe
Hello everyone! Welcome back to this game. 5 years ago today, I started my very first Let's Play, Jester's Hunt, which happens to be my game. I created it for RPG Maker 1 way back in 2003. Jester's Hunt is a scavenger hunt sort of collect-a-thon sort of game inspired by banjo-kazooie on a Nintendo 64, which happens to be my favorite game of all time. In Jester's Hunt, you travel through 6 different worlds collecting various objects such as trophies, which will help you unlock those worlds, along with tokens which will either give you new attacks to help you fight battles easier, or earn new abilities that will help you get past obstacles to get further in the game. The game was created for a contest at RPG Maker Pavilion, in which the biggest role was to create a game that did not use the default battle system in RPG Maker 1. If you had any battles in your game, they had to be custom. The reason why I chose Jester's Hunt as my first Let's Play was because, since it was my game, I knew the game well enough that I didn't really have to focus on what I was doing, and instead could focus on trying to create a decent commentary. Well, the commentary was okay, but there was definitely room for improvement. In fact, there was room for 5 years worth of improvement, because today I am going to go ahead and let's play Jester's Hunt once again, because I want to find out just how much I have improved. Now, it wouldn't be enough just to let's play this again just for the sake of a better commentary. I need to bring something new to the table. Or at my side. For sitting at my side are the original development notes for Jester's Hunt. And you know, there's some interesting things in here. A few things I don't think I even mentioned in the original Let's Play. So yeah, be excited. Along with that, I do a whole lot more editing to my videos now, and I have a much better video editor. And so, as I go through this game, I will be explaining how I managed to do certain things. And not only will I explain those things, but in certain cases, I will also show off how I do certain things. Be excited! But wait, there's more! Over the years, I have Let's Played a grand total of 20 RPG Maker games, not including Jester's Hunt. Now, some of these games I was perhaps a little bit more criticizing than I probably should have been. And so, for those of you whose games I have criticized, you are about to have your revenge. For you see, I have taken off my rose-colored glasses, and I can see that as ambitious as Jester's Hunt was, it really has not aged well. Like, at all. And so, I am going to give this game the criticism that it deserves. Alright, with all that said, let us go ahead and begin loading this game. Now, the way Jester's Hunt is handled is, it's stored on 3 memory cards. The first memory card holds the system data, which holds stuff like the maps and such. And the second 2 memory cards each hold half of the event data, such as the enemy and item locations, as well as the dialogue in the game. Now, I didn't want to make this game take 4 memory cards, so for the custom art, this game has custom art, I spread the art across all 3 memory cards, because there's only so much space on a memory card, and so I didn't really have much of a choice. Unless I wanted it to be 4 memory cards long. Of course, because I did it like this, you actually need to swap out memory cards at a certain point, because your average PlayStation only has slots for 2 memory cards. And so, if you're using EPSXE or some similar emulator, you're out of luck, because when it reaches this point and you swap out the memory card, it will not recognize the memory card swap. On your regular PlayStation or PlayStation 2 or PlayStation 3 though, you're fine. Now, if you excuse me, I shall go ahead and swap out the memory card so we can load the rest of the custom sprites. Rattle, 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 Mike. Rattle, 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 Mike. Okay, that's in there, and now it's going to load the rest of the sprites. Now, I don't make any promises, but something I would like to do is create a belated anniversary edition of this game, which fixes a whole bunch of problems I have with this game, including make it so that you only need 2 memory cards in order to start the game, which would make it so anybody using EPSXE would be able to play it. Or I could just remake it completely for a PC RPG Maker, and then everybody could play it. Anyway, the game has started, so let us start. One day, our hero, Mr. Knight, was sitting in his castle. Suddenly, the doorbell rang. Ah, my poor sounding doorbell just rang. Someone is at the door. In case it's not obvious, RPG Maker 1 doesn't have an actual doorbell sound effect, so I improvised. Are you Mr. Knight? Yes. I have a message for you. I'll read it for you. Ahem. I am your next door neighbor. Stop. My castle is in great trouble. Stop. Come over, please. I won't make you sneeze. That'll be $25. That last part didn't make much sense. You know, I kind of wonder how many people will even get the stop joke nowadays. Do they still rerun old Bugs Bunny cartoons? I don't know. I'm only the messenger. Now where's my $25? What? Oh, alright. This'll have to cost my neighbor extra. Thank you. I shall be off then. Well, time to go help my neighbor. I have a neighbor? Wow, these castles sure get built faster these days. But I think this kingdom needs a more creative exterior decorator. Now, what's being implied here, and I'm sure you can get it and you already understand what's going on, is Jester's castle looks exactly like Mr. Knight's castle. In actuality, what's going on is Mr. Knight is running off screen, the screen fades out, then fades back in, and then another Mr. Knight runs back on screen. It's actually the exact same castle. Because I was too lazy to design a different castle entrance, and so I decided to make a joke out of my laziness. And then custom title. At this point I should mention that this is actually version 6 of Jester's Hunt. There were various updates over the years. Most of them were to fix bugs, but a couple of them cleaned up the dialogue of the game, as well as included this custom title screen. Originally, Jester's Hunt had just a basic brick background that was included with RPG Maker 1. I took notes. Like seriously, I have 3 pages worth of notes just for this first episode. It's crazy. Hello? Anybody here? Why did I choose that sound effect for the message progression thing? I'm glad you're here. I am Jester, owner of this great castle and the greatest clown! Run away, kill. You have the option. It doesn't matter what option you choose. In the original Let's Play I chose to run away, so this time I'm going to kill him. Oh great, my hero is afraid of clowns. I'm going back home. But I need your help. And I won't let you leave until you do. I was tempted to do it like the whiny voiced Atlantis likes to do sometimes. You're an evil clown! I am not. I am the greatest jester around. I am funny. Ha ha ha. See? You don't want to turn me into a mime? Then why did you want me? My trophies are missing! I'm out of here. That door won't open until you help me. Why can't you get them yourself? Because I'm not a skilled warrior. There are bad guys in your castle? No, actually, I think it'd be easier to show you. Come over here. Don't worry, I won't bite. Nuh-uh, I'm staying right here. Suit yourself. Now, using this trophy I was lucky enough to recover... Huh? I must have dropped it. Could you find it for me? It should be nearby. It looks like this. And now we have control of the game. Now, where is this trophy? Now, where did I drop it? I'll check the sign momentarily. Let's see. Well, there's a trophy up there, but that is not actually the trophy we want right now. That is a trophy that we will be able to find later, after we acquire some abilities and get further in the castle. In actuality, the trophy is right down here, down these stairs, right in plain view. Kind of easy to get, but you know, Banjo-Kazooie was the same way, and in fact, I think Banjo-Tooie just pretty much gave you the first Jiggy. Ack! A gold clown! Well, I guess I have to pick it up. Save your progress? Yeah, sure. That way we don't have to go through that opening ever again. Except I will, because I've got to show off different things, such as how that castle thing was done. Also, there is only enough space for one save file, so let us hope that I don't ever save over something that I don't want to save over, and BSODs and that sort of thing. By the way, how many of you remember a site called GeoCities? Once upon a time, everybody who was anybody had their own website, and I actually had a website for Jester's Hunt, and it included an online guide. Online guide. That was kind of harder to say than it should have been. It had like maps and all the locations of the items and enemy details, and it was pretty cool. GeoCities is gone though, so is my site. But there used to be a sign here that pointed to the website. I wonder. I'm supposed to talk to Jester and give him the trophy, but after that I'm supposed to put it on this rope. Wonder if I can skip that part and put it on the rope. Nope. Alright. Progressing normally. That's the one! Thanks! Looks just like me. Now, you see this shelf next to me? Looks more like a rope. It was the best available option. Anyway, put the trophy on the shelf. Incidentally, last night I was rehearsing the commentary that I was going to be giving this game. I wasn't actually playing it, I was doing it all in my head. And it was at this point that I realized, oh goodness, I actually have the dialogue memorized. Oh goodness, I actually have the bump sound effect. I forgot about that. Now what? You'll see. Exclamation! That was not a very impressive effect. I could do better. This and other portals warp to places I sometimes go to play at. The trophies are what power the portals. How do they do that? I don't know. I just went along with it. Unfortunately, since all the trophies went missing, the portals closed up. But I found out what happened to them. Someone scattered them in each of these worlds, and bad guys have been sent to these worlds to stop people from getting them back. Out of curiosity, if these trophies power the portals, then how did they get them into the worlds these portals lead to? That is why I need your help. Will you help? Once again, we have an option to choose option, but it doesn't really matter what you choose, the game's going to progress anyway. Once again, I'm going to be doing the opposite of what I did in the original Let's Play. If you want to find out what the other option does, watch the original Let's Play. I'll be linking those in the description. Now, in the original Let's Play, I chose no. So this time, I'm choosing yes. Things have been rather boring around here in these peaceful times anyway. I wonder what Ganon's up to. This'll give me something to do. Good choice. Not like you could leave anyway. Now let's go find my trophies. Also this sign. This sign says Lucky Woods. That's where we're going. Special effect. Don't stand in front of me when I come through the portal ever again. Your freaky face is not the first thing I want to see in each world. Freaky? My face is supposed to be funny. Get back, or I will cut you down with my sword. Where is my sword? Shoot, I forgot it back at my castle. I need to go get it. I'm not letting you leave. You'll probably never ever come back. But I can't kill bad guys without my sword. Come get in front of me. I have something to show you. Watch this. Super duper blaster! I feel like I'm hemming it up a bit. Whoa, all of a sudden I know a spell. I just taught you a move called Blast. It's sort of a spell where you blow yourself up to hurt the bad guys. Don't worry, it doesn't hurt yourself for some reason. A knight that knows magic. This can't get any weirder. Sure it can. I've got some other really interesting moves for you to learn. Come find one of my shops later on. But first, I need to teach you how to use this move I just gave you. Or do you already know how to battle? I should warn you, battling is a lot different in this quest than what you're used to. Want me to teach you? Yeah, for the sake of this Let's Play, and because you might not actually want to tolerate the not that great commentary of the original Let's Play, I shall go ahead and go through the tutorial. Okay, first is the basics. Your HP are called hearts, and your MP are called crystals. I don't know why. Could have just called them HP and MP. Would have been less confusing, but whatever. And there are 3 types of moves: offensive, defensive, and special. Offensive moves are regular attacking moves like Blast. Defensive moves usually cause a special effect such as Distraction, and usually cost 1 crystal. Run out of crystals and you can't attack with those moves. Special moves usually affect yourself and may or may not cost crystals. You'll always see a number showing crystals required by the name of special moves. Now, on to actual battling. To battle a bad guy, you first must bump into them. Blast, Birdwatch, and Form Swap. Right now you only know Blast. I just included these other 2 for the sake of having an example. So for the sake of we don't actually have it yet, let's use Birdwatch. A menu like the one you just saw will appear. Blast. This is a move that you can use. 0. This shows how many crystals the special move requires. I can't remember if any special moves actually require more than 0. I would assume they would, otherwise there would be no point of including the 0. I should mention that only certain moves work on certain bad guys. If one of these moves hasn't been learned, you can't use it until you learn it. If you have no usable moves, you automatically use Blast. Now, about battling. You fight bad guys one-on-one. Bump into one, and select a usable move to attack with. Bump into the bad guy again, and he'll take his turn. Boss battles may be fought a little differently. Lastly, bad guys sometimes drop hearts and crystals once defeated. They eventually disappear, so grab them when you can. Oh, and keep an eye out for question tokens. Then raise your max hearts and crystals. They look like this. I had to have him move around because the question mark tokens are animated and you can't have something animate sitting still. Not very easily anyway. Okay, I'm going to head to one of my shops. The nearest one is just ahead. Wow, he left quick. And so the quest begins, and these tokens start animating all of a sudden. Because you can't have things animate while a cutscene or event is going on. So let's go ahead and collect these tokens. There are 50 tokens in each level. Originally there was going to be 100. The plan was to, along with these silver tokens, there were also going to be gold tokens. And there was also a plan to have some enemies drop tokens, but for whatever reason, I dropped that plan. Now going down here, let's go ahead and show off what a basic battle looks like while we only have one attack. We got this thing here. Blast! And he's gone. He only has one hit point. And then we have a token hidden behind this tree. And we go into this shop. Welcome to my shop! I have 2 shops in each world. One is where you can learn new moves to beat up the bad guys. The other is where you learn abilities that help you get to new areas, but you have to find tokens if you want me to teach you anything. Tokens look like this. Once again, I had to have him bounce around in order to animate it. Otherwise, it would have been like during that cutscene with the tutorial where the tokens would have been half turned and you would have no idea what you was looking at. I'm sorry, but we're not open right now. We'll be open just after you leave. See you then. The reason why I did that is because you cannot have special conditional branches in the middle of an event. That is to say, after that whole tutorial about what the shop is for, I could not have a branch saying, okay, if Mr. Knight has enough tokens, do this, and if he doesn't, do that. Not without having to repeat that entire thing more than once, and that would have taken too much memory. Alright, so we got more enemies over here. First we have this white chicken. His name is Cluckles. We blast him. And now he's fried chicken. Or roasted chicken. Along with that we have this elf here. The elf is going to be the first tough enemy you fight because he's got more than 1 HP. Now the way this works is, since I didn't kill him, now he gets his turn. And now I took damage. So let's blow him up again. And there we go. Now he's got a heart dropped. Now at this point I should show off the menu because it's important. First we got, let's see, the ignore thing. Let's see here. Actually first I'm going to go ahead and collect this heart. Then turn over here. The Cluckles respawns. I'll explain that in a bit. And so did that elf. Now I'll go in here. Now the purpose of ignore is originally this is where items are located in RPG Maker 1. But since Jester's Hunt doesn't really use items, I decided to use it to keep track of stuff. Because RPG Maker 1, the keep track of stuff thingy, for a game like this, it doesn't give me enough keep track of stuff thingies. And so I used items along with the keep track of stuff thingies. Along with keeping track of stuff, it also helps me keep track of the amount of stuff. So this right here, enemies HP, I've got 2 of those. This is keeping track of that elf's HP. Whenever I attack the elf, this drops by 1, and then of course the elf gets his turn, and then after I attack the elf again, it removes the last 1 of these, which means this elf will have no more HP, and therefore it's dead. Along with that, we have ability. I would have called it ability, but the name for this menu could only hold 6 letters. Right now, I don't have any abilities. We'll be getting one soon enough. Status. So in here we have our hearts and crystals. Once again, text limit. It also shows that we're in Lucky Woods. The Lucky Woods part is where your class or job class would normally be located, and I used it for the level name. And of course, this is where you would want to check where your hearts and crystals and how much you have of those are, along with how many tokens you collected in the game total so far. On the right, you got how many trophies you have, and then the total trophies you've collected in the game. There are 34 trophies in the game, and 300 tokens. And then we have the question tokens, of which there are 12. There are 12 of those in the game. The other stats are, well, normally those stats are like your attack power, defense, speed, that sort of thing. But I only needed those 3 stats, so the rest of them I left blank. I can't really hide them, so whatever. And then we get to moves. This is where all of your attacks are. So far, I only know blast. And then we got settings, which is this stuff. I'm not going to worry about any of this stuff because I don't really need to worry about cursor speed or battle message speed. I think I'll go ahead and change the background color though. Give me a second on that. And we'll go with this. Alright, let's see here. Is there anything else I should talk about? Let me consult my notes. Yes, there is actually something I want to talk about. Blast. Blast does not take any MP. But in the original plans, it did take MP. Which means that if you attacked enough times, then you would not be able to attack at all. Obviously, I thought that was a bad idea, so I made it so you couldn't run out of MP with Blast. Blast just takes no MP. Because running out of attacks would have been stupid. Up here we have a black Cluckles. He's important for a different reason than the white Cluckles, but we'll get to that in a bit. Just get over here. Actually, while I'm thinking about it, let me go ahead and kill this thing and show off what's going on right here. I step right here and then that guy respawns. What's going on is... Let me think here. How's the best way to explain this? Having all these enemies takes up a lot of memory. A lot of memory. In order to save memory, I took some of these enemies and made them duplicates of each other. And the way that works is duplicate events are pretty much the exact same as the original events they're duplicated off of. And in fact, if I come over here, I gotta show this off. Basically, both of these L's are duplicates of each other. If I kill one, as you find out, both of them are going to die. In fact, they both flash. So, at various points, in order to not have all the enemies on the map die at once, at certain points I have these respawn borders. It's a line of things that, while they kind of stall you while you walk across them, they're kind of necessary if I want the enemies to respawn. Now then, let's go over here. You have not activated the transport pad yet. If you go down this hole now, you won't be able to leave this world. So, about that. The reason there was a hole back at the entrance and I wanted to skip it for that reason, to show off that dialogue. Funny thing, in the original game, okay, well how it works right now is it gives you that warning and it pushes you back. Originally, it did not push you back. So if you ignore the warning and go down the hole, you pretty much just broke the game and have no way of escaping. Congratulations, you gotta reset the game. So, yeah, you gotta step on this. This is a transport pad. Activate others in this world and you'll be able to instantly teleport to pads already activated. For whatever reason, I had this world separated in half. And the only way to get to the second half of this world is to go through that hole. And on the other side of the hole, eventually you reach the other transport pad, and that's how you'll get back and forth between each half of the world. Again, don't know why I did that. I'll probably explain why I possibly did that in a bit. There's only 2 transport pads in each world. Originally there were going to be 4, but that would have taken up way too much memory because you gotta keep track of different pages and have it be like, okay, if you haven't activated any, do this. If you activated this one, do this. If you activated that one, do this. If you activated this one and that one, do this. And then if you activated this one, and this one, do this. So yeah, Took up too much memory. Let's drop down this hole. Ooh, ominous music. Also, this is a sample map. Skeleton. I am Earthrotter. Originally he was going to be named Lich, and I was going to make fun of how unoriginal that was, but I decided no. Instead I'm going to make a different joke. Yeah, I saw that when I looked at your name. Shut up! I rot the earth. I could tell by your name. Couldn't you call yourself something more interesting like Lich? Oh, yeah, maybe I did make a Lich joke. In fact, hey, look, I did make a Lich joke. Lich is from Final Fantasy in case you're not aware. I said shut up. I was about to start rotting the forest, but you barged in and now I'm going to bait you up. You spelled beat wrong. Yeah, sorry everybody, if you thought I just made a typo in my own game, it was on purpose. Enough of your smart mouth. Behold my awesome power. Now that I think about it, that reminds me. I mentioned that there were dialogue changes as I created different versions. Originally, Mr. Knight was going to be like, oh, I'm so scared, but I decided that sarcasm didn't suit him, so in later versions I removed that part. Anyway, time for awesome power. Death Ray! Huh. I guess Mr. Knight is dead now. So, join us next time for the continuing adventures of Earthrotter? And there will be mini-games too. Alright, happy anniversary to myself. So what did you guys think of the new credits? I know they're pretty much the same as the old credits except different location and all that, but I knew I wanted something similar to the old credits because first off, that song is kind of my theme song and people like it. And also, I knew I wanted something that showed a closer view of my avatar. Thing of it is, it wouldn't really be a good idea to get a closer view of this avatar because it's kind of outdated. Actually, it's very outdated. This is pretty much the original avatar I got in Second Life, right at the tail end or right at the start of 2008. And I'm pretty sure this avatar, this raccoon, was made a year or two before then, if not earlier. I mean, at the time it was decent, but look at it now. I mean, look at the wings. They're like cardboard that have styrofoam attached to them. I mean, it's kind of cool that whenever you start flying, they unfurl. But, yeah, it's definitely outdated. And speaking of outdated, this raccoon avatar was so outdated. This is not the original tail that it came with. Originally it came with a tail that was really stiff, like it was made out of plastic. Well, anyway, for those of you curious, the raccoon avatar was made by Luskwood, who is still around and makes much better avatars than that now. The wings were from a dragon created by Dragon Creations, and the tail, conveniently enough, was bought in a store right down here at CB Designs. And also the horn on my nose. I actually made the horn on my nose, like within my first month of Second Life, so that was cool. But yeah, this avatar is outdated, so if I wanted a close-up view of my avatar during the credits, I needed something better. Well, I think this is an improvement. I won't go into detail of who made the different pieces of this avatar because we're almost out of time. I have a personal time limit of 36 minutes for a video. But yeah, this is definitely an improvement. In fact, I think Tokushi makes probably the best raccoon avatar in Second Life. And the wings, of course, are the wings are awesome. They actually have depth to them. They don't look like they're made out of paper and cardboard and styrofoam. And like before, they have this unfolding thing, which is pretty cool. I gotta say, this isn't the sort of outfit I would normally wear, but while I was browsing around for outfits for use in my credits, I saw it, and I kind of liked it. And I still used my original nose horn because nostalgia, and it was my first serious build, and I'm kind of proud of it. But yeah, definitely an improvement. Along with that, the location. The location is the Tulip Tree Station for Second Life Railroad. It is the beginning of the Second Life Railroad. The railroad is free to use if you're interested, and in fact this locomotive here is also free to use. And that's pretty much it. Yep,